Are you registering it as an enterprise? Are you registering it as a company? And if it is a company, is it by guarantee? Is it limited by guarantee? In other words, is it going to operate like an NGO, or it's going to operate as a business? So all of this would also help you to understand how you get the money to start with. Because if it is going to be by guarantee, then you have different people putting money together, but with no interest for profit, and then you manage. If it is going to be a business, you know that you can have other shareholders to share the risk. I use this same concept to come up with Lawa Open University College together with my husband. So what did I do? Again, it was about putting my ideas on paper, having a clear concept note, traveling and meeting with certain friends of mine who I had met within the academic fraternity. I started with a colleague of mine in America who is a retired Army general and a wife. And I said to him, can you introduce me to universities in Europe and in America that can help to do what I want to do? In other words, you need a social network. You need a network that you can fall on to mobilize the resources and also to help you with the technical ideas. So I did that. God being so good, we were able to go through the process accreditation and get the first open university in Ghana established in the name of Lawa Open University College. This same university happens to be the second in the whole of West Africa. So it means that now that it was accredited and established, how do you manage? You are going to be paying rent. You are going to be paying the workers. If you're doing it alone, you need to sustain yourself to be able to continue. You're going to be paying tax. And you also need to make sure that you sustain the quality so that from a regulatory point of view, you don't have challenges. Social entrepreneurship is not like something you feel, I want to make a change, I want to create something, and you create. It is about your ability to manage it sustainably, to create the value, share the value to the benefit of the people and to your own benefit. So over the years as an entrepreneur, I came up with a few observations. First of all, I came up with the framework for social entrepreneurship. And that is the first thing you do is identify the need or the social gap. The second thing you do is to create that value that you have in your mind. And you can do this by being very creative, because to start with, it's either something that has not been done in your environment before, or it exists, but you're coming up with an innovation. The next thing is that you've got to manage what you have created. And the last thing is you need to have a system to sustain and improve it. And so what skills do I think we need? I think we need strategic thinking skills. We need entrepreneurial skills, and entrepreneurial skills has to do with how do I identify the risks? How do I see the opportunity? And how do I continually have that positive outlook to achieve what I have set out to achieve? Because trust me, it is not as easy as we talk about. Practically, it can be challenging, it can be tough, because it comes with a lot of uncertainties, things that you have not planned for. And that is where your entrepreneurial skill to be able to stand in the times of difficulties, in the times when it feels like you can't go on anymore, you want to quit, you want to stop, that is the time that your entrepreneurial prowess will be called into action. So for me, entrepreneurship is more about ability to manage and forge ahead in risks than it is about opportunities. The next thing you need is your networking skills. You need the social capital. You need to create a network of people in power, a network of people who are technocrats on the job, and a network of people who are down there who you can always fall on for the things that you want to happen. But you need the social capital. You also need the negotiation skills, and I've already spoken about the managerial skills. So again, I have spoken about how you mobilize in management and all of that. Which of these is the most difficult, in my opinion? I believe the easiest part of social entrepreneurship has to do with identifying the opportunity. That is the easiest part. It is identifying the opportunity. The second most difficult is creating the product or the service that you want to use to create that value. But for me, the most difficult part is managing to sustain the value you are creating. So I've said that it is not about getting the money. Getting the money, you can use many different strategies to get the money, whether it is a loan from a family, or you go to the bank for a loan, or you go to people with your plan, with your strategy, with your concept note, and you get it done, or you get it done through a project, which would be the developmental approach or the NGO approach. And so basically, these are some of the things I think we could do. In the process, I read a lot of books on entrepreneurship. I watched a lot of documentaries and videos and films. One of the films that touched me so much that I will recommend to people in this workshop to watch, maybe this evening, if they could, is Joy, the film called Joy. And Joy, it's about a young woman who created the $1 billion miracle mop. Mop is the mop we use to clean the floor. But this lady was on a boat. She had wine, it broke, and as she tried to clean it, the bottle pricked her hands. So out of that experience, she decided to come up with the miracle mop. And this mop is a mop that you don't need to squeeze with the hands, but you had a system of squeezing itself so that you don't touch anything that can hurt you, harm you, or contaminate your palm. She created that, and it was a beautiful idea. But how she got it off the ground? Because when you have a product, the difficulty is not just managing as in paying people and inventories and raw materials, but it is about how you market it. And in the story of Joy, the marketing and the accounting part were the most difficult, because if you have a product that nobody is interested in or cannot create the kind of value that you need, you can never sustain it. I wish you all a good workshop, and I look forward to hearing success stories of great social entrepreneurs that would impact our continent in a very positive way to achieve Agenda 2063, the Africa that we want, an Africa that is prosperous, is peaceful, and it's progressive. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Professor. It was enjoyable to listen to this experience. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Professor Joski. Really, I enjoyed your talk and it was really inspiring. And I hope it gives everyone now an idea about how to do business, how to do entrepreneurship, and how to go to social entrepreneurship. Let us just stop for 2 minutes, a couple of minutes. And I will restart with you regarding the teams that we already formed and how we will proceed on that. Just 2 minutes. اوكي. طيب، احنا دلوقتي ان شاء الله يا جماعه عايزين الاول نحدد التيمز، كل واحد يبقى عارف التيمز اللي هو فيها والرولز بتاعته في التيم بيبقى شكلها عامل ازاي وايه المطلوب بالظبط. اولا دي زي ما انتم عارفين it's a camp, it's an hands on training، يعني انتوا بتعملوا كل حاجه بايديكم، وعشان تعملوا كل حاجه بايديكم ف you are simulating ان انتوا فعلا تيم في بيزنس في شركه عشان sorry I have to switch to English now. So hello everyone again. Now we are starting by talking about the teams that we had already formed or helped to form, and how we will proceed with this workshop. First of all, this is a hands-on workshop, as you can see. So that means you will do everything by yourself. It will be great to tell you about social entrepreneurship and how to do business and how to start your company, but this is not good enough. In order to really realize it, you have to do it yourself. You have to do it by your hands, by yourself. So this is why we are going now to tell you about how the teams are formed, what are the rules of each one of you inside the teams, and how we will proceed with our next activities. So please, Dr. Sarah, should I share the worksheet or you share it? We need to know first of all who exists from each team, because not everyone now is on the teams. Not everyone is on the session actually.
Yes, with pleasure. Aya, leader, organizer, will share the teaming and the grouping right now.
Okay, doctor, I will share it.
Let's go to work. أي أستأذنك لو ممكن نكبر شوية الفونت. Please, would you magnify the font? Thank you so much.
Okay, so we need to know who is already with us on the session from team 1. We have Ferdinand Nuzusopa and Shilufa Noper and Ferdinand.
So
anyone
so
from team 1? Anyone from?
May anyone, Dr. Tamer, representing the team and say what's about the others?
Yeah.
Just
please.
telling us if the others will be with us during the camp or not.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone from team 1 actually.
Team 1, I'm here.
Hello.
No, Ferdinand Nazasoba is here.
Oh,
Yes.
Ferdinand. Ferdinand,
Yes.
here you are. Okay,
Yes.
Ferdinand. Any other team members from your team is here?
Martin Mwala, I'm here.
Yes, someone told me he has a problem with connection that he will come.
Okay.
So can you please identify the number of your team that will be with us during the couple or during the next couple of days?
Yes, we contacted them.
Okay, we will just put the team as it is now, and please confirm us with the number during before finishing these sessions, if it's possible to you.
Yes, just a few minutes. I will tell you.
Okay. What's your opinion, Dr. Tamer? Is it okay?
Yes.
yes, it is. It is okay. Martin also Benzo is here from team 1. Okay. So Ferdinand and Martin, where are you from, guys?
Good morning, Ferdinand. I'm from Burundi, but I'm in Alexandria.
Oh, okay, great, a great country.
From Sangor University.
Oh, excellent. Pleased to have you.
Shukran.
And it's from Zambia. Okay, excellent. Okay. Anyone else from team one?
MJ Aya, please highlight Mwala with the yellow color that he is present today. Thank you. Dr. Tamer, we can go to the next team.
Yes, team two. Anyone here from team two? Can you please zoom in more on the name so that we
Yes, I'm here. Number 13. Isam Ibrahim.
Okay, Isam Ibrahim from team two. Okay, anyone else from team two, guys?
For 12.
Fatwa Amr from team 2.
Okay.
Doctor, I can't see the screen. Can you please?
Who can team two raise their hands, please? All guys from team two, raise your hand. Okay, so we have 4 members here, team 2, great. So team 2 is almost complete.
Please, Doctor, can you zoom on the screen?
Aya, would you please do 2 things? The first thing is highlighting the 4 presents from team 2 and focus on as you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Tamer, let's go to team 3.
Yeah, go to team 3. Okay, thank you, team 2. Please lower your hand. Team 2, please lower your hand.
I'm sorry, but I'm here. Number 12 from team 2.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So we have 5 members on team 2, which means the team is almost complete. Let us move to team 3. Anyone here from team 3?
Please raise your hand.
We have Diu.
Yes, I'm here.
Pura, Hanan. Hanan Khalid is here, yes.
I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
Abdurrahman Fathallah here.
Okay, Abdurrahman,
Hassan.
raise your hand.
Yeah.
Abdurrahman Fathallah also, okay.
Yes.
Anyone else from team 3? Drew, Dipura, Mark, Magdi, Radwa, Noor. Okay. Type team 4?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
If it's possible, just raise your hand.
Please, team 3, lower your hand. Team 4, raise your hand.
Doctor.
Yes.
Mark Magdi from team 2 is here.
Mark Magdi from team 3.
3.
Mark
Team
Magdi
3.
is 3. So please Mark Magdi, team 3. Okay. Team 4, we have 4 people till now. Anyone else from team 4? Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
team 4.
yeah, let's go to team 5.
Team 5, please.
Swipe the screen. Yes.
Team 4, lower your hands, please.
We have just Ainur and Noha Saadani. They are coming. They just have some technical issues. And they will join us about 5 minutes or something.
Okay.
Thanks.
So you can highlight Ainur and Noha Saadani.
Team 5, number 7 is here. I'm here.
Number 7, James or Neo?
Neo.
Neo, okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Doctor, I think we have Mokotella Mavella in team, I think team 3 or 4. I can't see the rest of the the rest of the Excel. She's with us, Mokotella Mavella. Yes, team 4. She's with us.
Thank you.
Online.
Yes,
Number
Yes.
32, the number is 32, I
Number
think.
32, yes, and team
Yeah,
4. Yes,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
present. Yes.
Would you please, Aya, highlighted number 32?
Sami from team 4 is also here.
Okay, we have someone from team 1.
So during this time, please, I'm asking each and every team, they should create a WhatsApp group for them to be able to communicate if possible, because that will make it easy for them. We will also divide you into breakout rooms right now, so you will be able to communicate more with each other. That will happen like in 1 hour from now. But if you can do communicate through WhatsApp, because you will work on many activities and exercises during the day, even after we finish the sessions. So you should be all able to communicate with each other. Okay? Okay, we move to team 6 now. So team 5, please lower your hand. Team 6. Anyone from team 6?
Sami from team 4.
Sami, you are already marked, so no problem. So we have Dr. Basim Samir on team 6. We have also Mahmoud Nepar. Mahmoud Nepar is team, no, okay. Dr. Basim only on team 6. Anyone else from team 6?
Yes, Abdullah, team 6.
Yasri, okay. Sami, يسري عبد العال. اوكي. حد تاني تيم 6؟ Anyone else? Team 6 guys. Okay, we move to team 7. Team 7 شروق أحمد. Okay. Anyone else? إسراء زكريا يمنى علاء يمنى نبيل هالة محمود كاكولا نيلسون. اوكي طيب تيم 8. anyone in team 8؟ مصطفى علاء. اوكي تيم 8 مصطفى علاء.
Engineer Tamer. Isra Zakaria is here from Team 7, but she has a connection problem.
Who?
Isra Zakaria.
إسراء زكريا team 7. She's there?
Yes, but she has a connection problem.
Okay, please mark her. طيب مصطفى علاء. Anyone else from team 8? Team 8. Okay, so here what we are going to do, we are going to join team 6 and 7 and 8 all together. So they form a new team. Okay, excellent. So team 9 and 10. Anyone? Team 9, 10.
Evelina George from Team 10.
Okay. ورحاب محمود. Team 9.
And I'm from Team 9, Amina Zaki.
Amina Zaki, Team 9. Okay. Anyone else? Team 9 or 10?
Oh, yes. Team 10.
Okay.
Yes, Team 10.
Anyone else? Team 9 or 10, guys? ندى عماد ميار.
Team 10.
سمر شعبان. أدي كولي.
فين Team 10؟ اوكي. طيب اقول اوكي Team 10 please. اوكي. ها. محمد أفروزينا جورج محمد أحمد عبد العزيز عبد الله إيهاب. Team number 10. Thank you very much.
Okay, so again, we join the people from teams 9 and 10 together, so they form team 7 now.
مش عارفة اللي مش افتح
تيم 10 محمد احمد عبد العزيز. تيم 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so we join Oh, one from this last team, team 7, can go to team 3 because it only have 4 people. So maybe we can move one from team 7 to team 3. Okay.
آية أنا عايزة أقول لك إنه في Moses Sinkala from team 1 he's present. Moses Sinkala. And please highlight Nzosopa too.
ايوه احنا نعرف. وريني يا بنتي كده.
احنا رقم 3
جروب 3.
لا ده احنا شاملنا من 3
ده
احنا 3 لسه
اهو يا
اهو
باشمهندس تامر احنا تيم 3 ده هيتقسم مش كده؟ يعني هيبقى 2 teams.
لا هو انا ما انا تيم 3 بس، يعني زي ما هم تيم 3 we will take one from the last team from 7 to be added to team 3. Can you just undo the last step of moving when you moved?
دكتور بليز.
Okay.
دكتور ميرفت اتفضلي.
يس احنا كنا تيم نمبر 10.
أيوة.
دكتورة ميرفت، رنا، أميرة، أفروزينا، محمد عبد العزيز، عبد الله إيهاب. في انذر نيم انا مش عارفاها معانا.
ممكن
غالبا حضرتك هتفضلي نفس التيم ده والباقي ده هيروح هيبقى تيم تاني اصلا.
ممكن zoom in on the last one on team 3 down please.
ايه بعد اذنك حضرتك نعمل زوم على التيم.
اوكي نعمل دكتور. شوفي تعالي من هنا نعمل زوم. انا مش اهو.
اوكي سو دكتورة ميرفت، رنا سعيد، أميرة محمد، أفروسينا ومحمد عبد العزيز دول تيم.
عند عبد الله إيهاب. عند عبد الله إيهاب.
عند عبد الله إيهاب ماشي اوكي.
not
دول
more. not
دول
more.
دول تيم دول كده تيم 7. الباقيين
عشان هو مكتوب عندي تيم 3.
لا ما هو تيم 3 ده الباقيين اللي تحت بقى.
اوكي
من اول أميرة تيم 3.
يعني احنا هنفضل يس هنفضل احنا تيم 7. ثانك يو فيري ماتش دكتور. فصل فصل اهو خلاص.
ايوه بالظبط اوكي. طيب كده اوكي كده clear. All teams are clear. Now we have 7 teams actually with the average of 5 or 6 people in each team.
Dr. Tamer.
Sorry, there's something we have to say regarding team number 3. If Dr. Hiba Al Haddad here, please talk to Dr. Tamer. دكتور هبة is
حضرتك
here.
دكتور تامر
ايوه.
حضرتك سامعني؟
اتفضلي حضرتك.
Sorry, Dr. Tamer, she wants, as I think, to combine team of Ragab Institute with each other. They are 8 students, and she wants them to be in team number 3. But I don't know. Okay, I'm just asking anyone from Ragab Institute to tell us the name of participants from Ragab Institute. Would you please say your names?
عبد الرحمن فتح الله عبده تيم 3.
Okay. Do you know all your friends or your colleagues or not?
تيم 2 عمر وسلمى وعصام وخالد وشدوى من رجب.
Team number 2. So you want them to be in one team, number 3?
Yes.
With Mark, Magdi, and Abdurrahman Fathallah, and Abdurrahman Hassan from team 3.
Okay, if we took those 3 from team 3 will only be 3 people. Look, please, team 4 is how many? I think team 4 has more numbers.
4 numbers.
7. Team 4 has 7 people.
So we can switch it, Dr. Tamer, please?
Yes.
If it's possible, it will be good.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem.
Thank you for the cooperation, Dr. Tamer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tamer, very much.
Yeah, so please move the 3 names from team 3, yeah, and then okay, now team 3 has 4 people. We can add one from team 4. Okay, we can add maybe Ines Kamel. It's okay. Ines, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, so now please, Dr. Aya, just finalize with all the teams in one arrangement. If we can remove all the empty slots.
Can I ask a question? Dr. Tamer?
Yes?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
Okay, we are students from faculty from University of Salah City. We were just 5 members. There's 2 more names that I don't know about. Is it cool to just cooperate with them right now, or we should be the same team that we are gathered together, we are working together?
Well, to tell you, the objective of our exercise is actually to be exposed to new people.
Okay.
And you will find that it is more fruitful if you get exposed to new people that you don't know very well or you didn't work with before. That will be actually more fruitful for the exercise, because now you get to new ideas and new perspective of life at all. So I highly recommend that you better meet with new people, not the people that you know very well.
This is fine with me. I'm just asking about the competition. I think there
For
was
for the competition, it is not about being in a team where we know each other. It's about being able to work together toward something new. And I believe that being together with a new team will help this objective much more, actually.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay. Okay. So let us see now. We have okay, team 5 has 6 people, while team 1 has only 4 people present, right? Anyone else still in team 1?
We can give them kind of free time to collect the others.
Okay.
If Fairland will give
Yeah.
us this chance, it
So
will be
team
good.
1, I believe team 1 has a space for 1 or 2 more people. So if anyone else joins or anyone comes in, we can join team 1. Because all other teams are either 5 or 6. So
رنا أنا مش سامعة.
Is there anyone present and isn't enrolled yet in any team? That's a question.
yes, please. If you are not enrolled in any team, please identify yourself. Please raise your hand if you are not in a team. Because each one in this training should be in a team. There is no individuals, only teams. Okay, this training is for teams actually. Okay, so I believe we are ready to go now. So I will share with you the next screen. So I think we will have our lunch break right now, right, Dr. Aya, Dr. Ala? We
Yes,
should have
Doctor.
our lunch break now. Yes, it is 12:38 already. So we should have our lunch break, and we get back at 1. Okay, 1 p.m. to have the speech from Dr. Mori.
Okay, Dr. Tamil. Okay, Dr. Tamil. It's a
Okay.
lunch break, and then we will go back, come back again to meet Dr. Mori. Okay, Aya? Dr. Sarah?
Yes, Doctor. Okay.
Tamam, Doctor. Yes.
Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Tamer. See you after break all.
We'll come back at 1.
Thank you all. Thank you.
The lunch break should take how much minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
We'll come back at 1.
1?
1, yes. 1 p.m., yes.
20 minutes?
Okay. 20 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. طيب احنا في عندنا محمد سند ما تسكنش في جروب ف
What's your university يا محمد؟ الجامعة بتاعتك ايه؟
محمد سند.
محمد انت سامعني؟
طيب ممكن يكون طلع يعني مش موجود دلوقتي، ممكن نستنى لما نرجع ونسأله تاني علشان نقدر نسكنه ونعمله جروبينج.
اوكي.
ماشي.
طب دكتور آية.
ايوه.
لو سمحت، احنا كان في هو اسم من معهد رجب، بس هو بقى في تيم 3 لوحده، فممكن نضمه لتيم 2 زي بقية زمايله. خالد.
محمد. خالد.
خالد محمد. تمام.
خالد محمد تيم 2. اوكي.
تيم 2.
ايوه الاكل. اوكي.
شكرا.
You're welcome.
government, because I know many people love government jobs in Egypt, to find a husband, to find a wife, to get jam'iyya, to get ma'ash. But beyond that, you can have some time to start to focus on getting actual business, getting actual ambitious and grow your business. So more income is a step towards establishing your own business. And this is what I did in 2014. I was working with Dell, Microsoft, and Symantec and Adobe from 2000 to 2014. But while I was working the last 2 years in my corporate, I started to help startups part-time for free, just to build my profile. And after that, I felt, okay, I have enough customers. I can quit my full-time job. I quit my job and I started my consulting firm in San Francisco. It was perfect, but if I did it without preparing myself to it, it would be a big failure, it would be a big disaster. So freelancing is good because it allows you to work flexible hours. It allows you to work and get international exposure by being able to work with international organizations. It gives you more income if you already have a full-time job, and it's a step towards establishing your own business. And also, it's a big support when you want to make a career shift. Why? Because you might be working in social entrepreneurship, but you want to do something else, or you work as an accountant and you want to become a social entrepreneur. You need to learn about CSR, you need to learn about grants, you need to learn about how to run a startup, and then you make the shift after you get that. So freelancing will give you an opportunity to build a profile, will give you a chance to get credible and to get known in your space. And once you get known in your space, you can put the price tag that you want. You will not sell your service by discount because people know that your service is worth every dollar or every pound they pay for you. Right, guys? Good. So that's why freelancing. Common jobs that people do for freelancing. Actually, everything can be freelancing. Even doctors and dentists, they freelance. They have a government job and then they can work on 1 or 2 clinics part-time after that. That's freelancing, basically. A professor who's getting few hundred from Egyptian government university, but go and give private lessons in private universities, or take one unpaid leave and work full-time somewhere. That's long-term freelancing. So common jobs would cover this traditional stuff I talked about, but the new trend that really pays well here is web designing, web development, content writing, translation, programming, virtual assistant, and software architect. Recruiting, accounting, project management, investment advisor, equity analyst, trainer, and more. Like these are just, I would say, the top 10 where they get paid really well. Like a web developer would take anywhere between $15 to $20 per hour if he works well, or if she works well, and if they speak very good English. Not just good, very good English. Because when you do that, you need to make the design, you need to make the menus, you need to make the content as well. So this is something I think I need to give this to my fellow African. I'm half African. I'm not that black, but I'm half African, believe it or not. So 3 things we miss when we are in Africa: time management, language, and connecting with people in the right place. Translation: Facebook is not the place to make business unless if you are selling cupcakes or handmade jewelry. If you are working in web and if you're working in any enterprise activity as a freelance, the perfect place is LinkedIn, not Facebook. Facebook is good for social, but do business where business is done. Business is done everywhere on LinkedIn. And we did this challenge with the Middle East and Africa. Before my trip, my team and I were preparing and doing market research for 6 months. And we got 100% of our clients in Middle East and Africa before I travel through LinkedIn. 100%. So you need to focus on being where business is done. Facebook is good to show off. If you want to show off, yes, Facebook is the right place. You get 100 likes, you get all this stuff. And it's good to build your ego. That's very important. But more important is where you can actually get clients and get some people to pay for you. So these are the top 10 jobs in terms of percentage of freelance. Recruiting, we find a lot of big companies would get recruiters with their own recruitment agencies to act on behalf of the HR department to get this done. Why? Because you have better network, you have flexibility, and they are not liability on the company. Sometimes, for us as well, the hiring process would take long time, and we might have an immediate need. So it will be easier for us to go to any online platform for freelancing and hire one or two. That's shorter than writing a job description, posting it, interviewing people, and completing the cycle in 6 to 8 weeks, especially if the client needs their business to be done in a week or 10 days. So think of what you do for a living, think of what you want to do for a living. If you want to make career shift, or if you're still a student, think of what you want to do after uni or during uni, and make sure that you are building your skills that can put you in the first line of people to hire, right? Freelancing doesn't mean you work alone. This is a big mistake that many young people fall for. Think, oh, I'm freelance, I'm gonna be my president, co-founder, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is not a title. Many people put it as a title. Entrepreneur is a description of what you do. A title would be like a programmer, a plumber, sabak, a carpenter, any job is a title. Entrepreneur is a description of who you really are, but it's never been a title. Okay, so you need to get your ecosystem right. Ecosystem will help you to scale your business in no time. And I'll give you an example here to make it more visual for us. So if you provide a service, there are complementary services to it that the client at the end would need. So you can refer people and people can refer you. In that way, you save your time to approach customers. I will give an example here. Let's say you are a web designer. If you are a web designer, you need to work with web developer, you need to work with content writers. Why? Because these people have an existing client base that you might not be able to reach, and they will open doors for you. So you can get your own clients directly, and you can get it through a partner ecosystem. Content writer is the same. Another example, a content writer needs to work with PR agencies, with web developers, with web designers. Why? Because that scope is really complementary. So building an ecosystem for a freelancer is very important. And it doesn't mean that you have to do everything through other people, but it means if you really want to scale fast, your business will grow when you are doing the right partnerships with another person, with another agency, with another client, but you need to be smart enough to identify the right people, okay? Tools for freelancing. Your brain is number one. First tool is your مخ, right? بعدين languages. Second one is language and languages you speak. Third one is network. Network, not like Cisco, network like network of people. You work with network of people you know. Fourth one, MS Office or any similar productivity suite like Google Suite, like Apple product suite. Calendly is something that you schedule meetings with. So it's good because I saw many people email me, when do you want to meet? As in the email back, I'm free Tuesday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and Thursday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then you keep going and coming and waste a lot of time in communicating the right time. Calendly is a software. There are similar software, but this is the most preferred one, is where you put your free time for your part-time job and put in your calendar. And when you send someone a proposal or a request for job, you send the calendar. They open it, they see your free time, they click it, they get automatic email confirming the time in the calendar. So automation on a very basic form saves your time as a freelance, and even as a full-time, you can use it as well. It saves a lot of time. It saves 30% of the time of the communication to fix a meeting. So if you save that time and put it more in your productivity to be much better. So brain, language, networking, any productivity suite like Microsoft Office or G Suite, Calendly. expense tools if you're gonna make really expense and accounting, but that's for later stage. Freelance relevant platforms. Common freelance Upwork. Do you use Upwork here? Someone was working as a freelance when he's in the uni.
Yes, I
Do you use
work in Upwork.
Upwork?
Yes.
Good. So Upwork is one of the common platforms. There's also freelance. There's Hive, Fiverr, plenty of them. It's also very, very important to learn how to use Canva. Anybody use Canva here? Canva? Canva, anybody? Shisha? Halawa?
I use it
Canva?
sometimes.
Okay, good. Canva is a basic creative suite that excuse me, that allows you to design basic designs, fancy designs, without needing a graphic designer. So if you are someone who's writing content, you don't need a graphic designer, expensive one. You can use Canva yourself. So there are a lot of platforms here that you can use. You have to be familiar with all of that. Learning is important because no one knows everything, and you keep this in your mind that you need to be in a continuing education journey while you are doing freelancing, because the technology, the world, everything is developing quickly and a lot. So Udemy, Udacity, LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, community sessions, online events like that, and more other platforms for us to learn from. Just make sure that you are keeping yourself up to date so you can have value in the market, right? Good. Benefits of freelancing, as we mentioned before, flexibility of working from anywhere, continuing education. You can still work on your part-time and be in a university or be in an open university. You can travel while you're doing that. You can pursue your hobbies. You can do volunteering activities. You can do remote working. You can have better rates. Better rates is, as I mentioned, what would you do in Egypt for £500? You can do for $100, which is almost 3 times your salary. Internationalization, digital nomads, network, and improve your management skills. Because when you work as a freelance, you basically run a company of one. So you need to do your accounting, you need to do your artwork, you need to do your sales, you need to do your marketing, you need to do the actual job. Right? There are some risks come with it. Not many, but there are risks that we need to consider.
Doctor, sorry, can you go back to the slide of
Sorry?
Can you go back to the slide of the website, like Udemy, so I can enter the screen?
Sure. Actually, I can share the slides with you. If you can connect with me on LinkedIn, I can send you the slides.
Okay.
All of it. This one?
Yes.
Doctor,
Yes.
please write down your LinkedIn account.
Sure. I'll put it at the end. With pleasure. Actually, 1 second here. Yeah. Okay. Sarah? Sarah? Sarah, stay here.
Mr. Morin.
How many minutes do we have?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, then I will not talk about the entrepreneurship. I'll just talk about the rest of freelancing, and then we'll open it for questions. Okay.
We can extend. We have 10 minutes to go, and we can extend the open discussion till 2:30.
2:30. Sure, we can do that.
Yes.
Awesome. Hello. Fine. So freelancing risk. Well, everything has risk, but when we evaluate an opportunity, we need to evaluate the pros and cons. So the risk of freelancing are the social factor. In Egypt, sometimes when I saw people, one guy told me I cannot be a freelancer because if I go to marry someone, her parents will not like me. I was like, why? He said, because I don't have an income. I said, no, freelance doesn't work for free. It's freelancing because he works for himself. So sometimes the social factor of not being able to have a sustainable income is a risk. So it's a valid risk, but there are many ways to work around it. When you are working as a freelance, but you run it professionally, you can do money more than a steady job, and you can make it a steady job for yourself if you plan it right. And we help people with that. So if you need help later on, we can talk to the university and we can arrange for you sessions on how to sustain your business. So income sustainability, we talked about it. Healthy funnel pipeline. Many people in Africa are very good in what they're doing, but they are very bad in how to sell it and how to market it. They don't know how to sell, they don't know how to market, and they only sell by discount, which is very bad for the business. Incubate competition means if I'm a freelance, there are traditional businesses that are competing with me. If I'm not up to that level, then I'm not really in the right space. The beauty of being a freelance is on how to spot a place where nobody else is working or a unique value for you, and you start to position it where your competitors cannot offer the same offering you offer. So make sure that when you are trying to become a freelance, try to identify one or two areas that you are very unique. And this is what we call as the unique selling point. Many great entrepreneurs kill their freelancing business by not being able to build a healthy pipeline because you don't know how to sell and how to market. Okay? That's the risk of freelance. Pricing risk, selling by discount, contracting, and work environment impact. Contracting means sometimes you don't know how to make contract and they keep doing work forever for $100 because you didn't put the right conditions in the contract. So you need to be careful with that. Even if you not do this year, even if you're still in the university, these are important points to keep it in your mind because this is not going to change. Are foundations that anybody who wants to become a freelance will need to have, okay? Okay, we'll talk in the next 5 minutes quickly about entrepreneurship. We're done now with the freelancing. Now we'll talk about why I'm graduate from Y Combinator, by the way. So when we were there, they were telling us you need to build something people want. If you want to make an idea, like what you do in the e-clubs or Taiku offices, you need to build something people want, not something that you want to build. Because if you're building something that people don't want, no one will buy it. Then it's not really a business. Where does it all start? Challenge, best practice. Yeah, I'll cover these 5 points in 5 minutes. So help me God. Let's start with someone of us has an idea. And then we'll do a prototype, like an ideation for it. You attended the ideation camp, right, with Dr. Rafat before? Right? With E-Clubs and Taiko? They did the ideation camp last year.
Some of them attended, some of them attended.
Okay. Because what I'm gonna cover here quickly will be a conclusion of the ideation and how to take things from ideation into execution. Ideation, prototyping, launching, traction. Creating traction means create traffic to your business, to your idea, even if it's social entrepreneurship. I know from Dr. Ala that many of you are excited to know about social entrepreneurship, but social entrepreneurship is no different than any other entrepreneurship. You need to create your own audience that really buy your idea. You need to be able to position it right. You need to be able to create traction. Because without traction, you cannot write funding papers. You cannot get people to give you grant to grow your business. Most of the social entrepreneurship are not for profit, but they have KPIs to measure their success. If it doesn't need to drive revenue, it doesn't mean it doesn't have KPIs. It has KPIs, and it has to be clear. Monetization in case of not for profit, realization of KPIs is what we will have here. if we're talking about social entrepreneurship. And growth. Growth means if I can do it in Kenya, I can do it in Zambia, I can do it in Egypt, I can do it in Africa. Or scalability of the idea. Because if there's any idea that's not scalable, then it doesn't fall under the entrepreneurship idea. I'll talk about a few things people think it makes them fall. Finding product market fit for what I'm trying to build, even if it is social entrepreneurship. Making money for social entrepreneurship means being able to raise funds. And we teach startups and incubators how to become investment ready. Because we found a lot of people having a great idea, but they don't have the foundation that allows this great idea to be able to raise funds. Most of them want to go international without understanding the total addressable market or the global economy or what is happening in that space in other countries. And then scalable launch, again, scalability and growth are two words that will help you as a student, as a freelance, as an entrepreneur, as a social entrepreneur. Scalability and growth. All right? Most of people, when we interviewed 25 startups in Egypt, all of them, we have everything perfect except money. No, that was wrong assumption. Because if you don't have money, that means your idea is not really beautiful, it's not attractive. What would drive money would be you do the right SWOT analysis. Anybody knows SWOT analysis? Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. You need to understand where your business is strong, where your business is weak. You need to have a strong team. That's very important. You need to have a proper market research, like what I said about what we did in Egypt before I visited Egypt last year. You need to have the right product market fit. You need to have a company structure. You need to have a business model. You need to have a company valuation. If you don't have these 8 pillars, then you are setting yourself up to failure in raising money. So not able to raise money is a symptom, or arad. It's a symptom for not being able to run or to build the right company. Okay? Sarah, if you need, or Dr. Ala, if you need, I can share these slides later on. Then building a remarkable product will make people... Sorry?
Sorry for that. Dr. Sarah, do we still have... Okay, you can continue.
Yes, you can continue, Ms. Mori.
You can continue, Dr.
Okay. Dr. Ala, how many minutes do you think I have?
Dr. Sarah, did you arrange the extra time?
Yes, about 15 minutes.
I'm going to finish in 5 already, so keep room for questions, okay?
Okay.
So you said we're going to be till 2:30, right? Was the questions and answers, right? Okay. I'm going to finish my slide in 5 minutes because it's not as important as the feedback from the attendees about the freelancing slide and the distance learning and open universities that I put in the beginning of my slides. The best companies create markets. Some people say I will create a company like everybody else. It's fine to build a new entrepreneurship practice. It's good to build it in a market that's very saturated, but it's better when you create your own market, when you create your own niche, where people don't really have the same idea. Building something people want is not enough. If you want to build a business, it's good. If you want to build a hype, but you need to build something people want, love, and buy. And to buy it, you need to make the right price point. It's very important to be able to build the idea and make sure it is loved by people. And this is where you do the prototype. And wanting it, that's through doing market research, and buying it through doing a right price analysis. Here I put a few words about each state. You know that people want it from market assessment, from customer experience, from talking to people. Love it from adopting NPS. NPS is basically net promoting score. That means everybody who buys your service, does he love it or not? If they love it, does he promote it to their network or not? That's net promoting score. So if I have 10 customers, 8 are happy and promoting my service, then my NPS is 80%. Okay? Communication is important with people, not just till you sell them, but after that. And to know how people will buy your product, you need to understand how to make a pricing, revenue, MDF or marketing development fund, and SCM, supply chain. Make sure that whatever you're selling, you have enough to provide. And if you are a freelance, your supply chain management, it will be supply chain management for your time. That means you don't sell work of 80 hours when you know you only have 40 hours, right? It's all about people. People want, people need, people buy, people also build the solution. So these are few reasons for people to fail. So please avoid it when you build your own freelancing experience, when you build your own startup. Don't solve a problem that you don't care about. Don't launch when you're not ready. Don't build a business when you don't know where is your first customer come from. And as I mentioned, timing priority, resources priority, customer priority is very important. This is gonna conclude my slides about entrepreneurship. So today we talked about entrepreneurship. We talked about freelancing. We talked about open universities. So I think I'm done with my slides and I would like to give you guys a chance to ask your questions, please. I can't see the chat. So Sarah, can you help me with that? Omar Fayed,
Yes.
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes,
you
please.
mentioned a moment ago that your idea needs to be scalable. What do you mean with a scalable idea?
Scalable means if you can build it and sell it in Alexandria, that means you can build it and sell it in the whole Egypt and build it regional as well.
Yeah.
That's what we mean by scalability. Yeah. Any other questions? I can see two things in the chat. Please, how can we take these slides? You cannot take this slide, Hassan. I can send it to you. It's right. Okay. Kindly put the slides for SWOT analysis. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, a SWOT analysis, this is not a slide for it. This is like showing that SWOT analysis is one of the key things you need to do in order to make sure that your business is really worth raising fund for, okay? So by SWOT means we assess our business from a very transparent perspective and understand the 4 values: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. These are the stands for the 4 characters. What stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Okay, Ms. Mwanza? Mr. Mwanza? Awesome. I can't see any other hands raised. Hanan?
I want to thank you for this interesting presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hanan. بس انتي وجعتي لي رقبتي. I was having to do this all the time. Your photo is like that, so I didn't know. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Dr. Ala, any question? Sarah, any question?
Yes, I do have question. Doctor, can I ask you what's the best countries to make a business in? Like, which best countries I can do startups in and make benefits from it?
I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Which best countries? You've been through a lot of countries. I want to know which best country I start up my business in and have a comfortable legal stuff and easy way to start a business.
What's your idea? Give me quick inputs because it's not general. It's not for everything. What do you want to do?
I want to do like a startup in electric vehicle company. Like I want to make something like scooters and stuff like that.
Okay, EV markets are basically China, Germany, and US. These are the three big markets for the EV. And you talk about EV in general, but not just scooters. Scooter will be very common in the Netherlands too.
Yeah. What about legal stuff and taxes and like that?
People normally register their companies in Delaware, in the US, so they can raise fund. Even if they are many Egyptian startups are registered in Delaware because this is the best structure where you can get international investors to invest in your company. Companies only structured in Egypt fail to raise funds from international investors for many legal reasons. Okay. So mostly Delaware.
Yeah.
Yes.
Delaware. Yeah. Thank you a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I see Mohammed. Who? Mohammed?
Yeah, this is me. Okay, can you hear me well? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me well?
Sorry?
Can you hear me well?
I can hear you, yes. Yes, I can hear you well, yes.
Okay, nice. I was just asking about the freelancing stuff. I've worked as a video editing freelancer for about 5 months or so.
Final Cut or what?
It was so frustrating. No, Adobe Premiere After Effects.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. Fine. I'm working the video that takes 10 minutes. It was at the cost of $5, and it took me about maybe 10 to 12 hours to make. And it was so time consuming, worth it. So I make around that can worth $20 or $10, but it's not like that. So I'm asking, how can I reach to this part that I take $5 or $10 per hour?
You can do that when you do the right scoping before you submit your proposal and when you talk to the right customer.
Okay.
Please, can I ask
and yes.
Talk or not?
Guys, I put my LinkedIn link in the chat. So if anyone wants to have a private chat after that, I'm more than happy to do that. We do monthly office hours, so I will let you know about it. Okay. And this is our company website if you want to see it as well. 1 second. Copy. 1 second. I'm just putting it here. Put in the chat as well. Okay, I think I shared the screen by mistake when I was trying to give you the link. Mohammed, see Mohammed Rafa Aido and there is Khaled. Or this is by mistake.
I have a question.
Okay, if Isam?
Yes, sir. Can I ask one question?
You can ask 2 more questions. Yes.
How can I start freelancing?
How can you start freelancing? This is a very interesting question. You can start freelancing when you identify 1 or 2 skills that you are very good at. And then
Such
you start
as
to
a
put
programming language?
Such as anything you're good at. What do you study, Isam?
Communication electronic engineering.
Okay. That can be something you can do if you have experience. If it's just college, then I advise you guys to do internship. Have you done any internship before?
Not yet.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Very good. Internships are very important, and it will give you the insight of how people think when it comes to work and when it comes to business. So I would encourage you guys to really start by doing an internship to learn how people conduct business, and then whatever you are good at is not enough. Whatever you're good at is good enough to build a business model around it. Remember when I told you a freelancer is a company of one. So you have to know how to market your business. You need to know how to sell your services. You need to have at least one page on Word or PowerPoint and make it as a PDF that has your name, your skill, your contacts, and then send it to people.
Yeah,
It's very important.
We will do it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Izan.
I have a question as well.
Yes, Martin.
Yes, you talked of people having the skills but failing to market themselves. So I wanted to ask to say, what are they doing wrong, and how can we work on that to show that we market ourselves out there for freelancing?
Awesome question. Martin asked a very good question about, I have a skill, I don't know how to market it. What can I do different? Okay. What you can do different is learn how to sell your service, and you have no lack of resources. You all have YouTube, you all have how many people have LinkedIn here?
I have
an account.
Okay, awesome. So I heard many people saying that, which is good, because LinkedIn has LinkedIn Learning. Let me share my screen with you. That's gonna be fun for 2 minutes, okay? Share screen. Which screen you see now?
Website.
The slides or the website? The website? Okay.
Website.
Awesome. LinkedIn.com. If you go to LinkedIn as students, you have the option to do the learning. Can you see that? Okay. And the learning here, it gives you to browse by the skill set you need to have or what you want to have. So if you are a creative person and you want to improve your skills in creative, it gives you a lot of courses here. Can you see that, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. And if you are creative but you don't know how to sell your services, you have a lot of courses here for sales and marketing, sales, how to sell your stuff, and they have it based on your level. So if your level is 0, if you write sales here, they have sales foundation. What I do and what I encourage my team to do as well is I encourage them to do the learning path. Learning path will normally have more than one course that will help you to master a skill. You don't master a skill from one course, but you master it from many relevant courses, okay? So here, build your skill in sales development. So if you are building your own business and you don't know anything about sales, here it gives you a lot of ideas about how to do things. Let's see sales foundation, for example. You have the same from Udemy and from Udacity, but LinkedIn Learning is the best in the world of freelancers because it's really structured in a very, very good way. Let's see beginners. Sales foundation. This is very important course to anyone who wants to have a freelance, because this is how you will learn how to sell the skill or the mastering skill that you have. Okay, Martin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. I love your questions, guys. This is a very interactive session. Thank you for that.
Doctor, you know that there's a lot of fields that we can do in it business or internship. And according to me, I'm in education field as I'm a teacher. So how I can benefit about this and my career?
You're a teacher?
Yes, English teacher.
English teacher. So it's definitely a great field for you as an English teacher. 2 things: you can do private lessons, right?
Yes.
If you're not doing this already, okay?
Yes, but my own. I want to ask me about a business, a big business or something like this.
Teaching privately is a business.
Yes.
The second thing that can be very important, that you can record your sessions if you do it in a structured way and put it in a simple website and make people buy it for $1, but
Yes.
make it available so people can learn it while you're not teaching it. That's the best business you can do.
Yes.
If you put your course online for $1 and you did the right marketing for it and 10,000 people download it, that means you did $10,000 business without teaching anything. Just you invested the time in doing the right recording one time and you put it there.
Yes, thanks.
You're welcome.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
If we say
I'm
that
not a doctor, by the way. I don't have PhD. I'm Maury, okay?
okay.
Thank you.
If we say that I have experience in marketing and I want to open digital marketing company in one of the Arab Gulf countries, which country do you suggest is the best in terms of level of competition, profit, and purchasing power?
It depends on how good you are in marketing.
What?
It depends on how good you are in marketing. Do you do programmatic marketing?
Allah and social marketing.
Do you do programmatic marketing?
I can't understand.
Okay, if you don't understand programmatic marketing, then grow in Egypt first and then scale to Gulf, because Gulf region is controlled by English and American marketing agencies.
Okay.
Programmatic marketing is a new one that creates ad based on what did you Google and what did you search before. So let's say I'm trying to buy a pair of Nike, so I Googled Nike.com and I got a lot of items and then I left it. When I go and watch YouTube, I will get Nike ads. This is what they call programmatic marketing.
Okay.
You got it? Yeah. But marketing is very interesting because you can start a pilot on small business, Abdurrahman, and help them to grow their business. Because it's always good to fail in small customers. So you can learn your lessons and change the way you do business and then go to the big customer. But don't go to a big market without testing your methodology in a smaller sample.
I worked for 4 years ago with many customers in Arab Gulf countries as a freelancer.
Very good. Good. And how was it?
So, and I wanted to start my own business.
But you still work with them or you stopped?
I still work with two of them in Oman and Saudi Arabia.
Oman, Muscat, Sahara?
Barka.
Barka. Okay. Good. I think you should start business where you have customers, where your customers can help you to grow. If your customers can recommend you to their friends and to their customers, then this is the best place to start. So if you have customers in Saudi and Oman, I would say better to start with Saudi because Saudi market is bigger than Oman. Although Oman market is very close to UAE, you can drive 4 hours. You are in Dubai. I drove it before from Muscat to Dubai. It's 4 hours drive. So depends on where your customer base is. It depends on where you want to grow your business.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I like it, Sarah. Many people are very active. Thank you for this crowd. It's good.
Thank you so much. That was a highly beneficial and motivational talk, actually.
I'm glad that we did this.
It was a pleasure having you. So to wrap up for the participants, the key advice I think we can sum is that volunteering your time in freelancing, in learning, in building your skills is an accumulating experience to build a career, actually. So yes, we need to keep updated with business platforms to start our own and get the attention we need. I think that is a wrap up.
Yeah, the wrap up is basically be ready. Like if you want to have your own business, if you want to be freelance, be ready. Be ready by building the skill set you need and turn in a place where they can give you the business aspect of what you are good at, and then try that on a small sample of people and then scale it. So that's what I mean by saying be ready. Okay, being ready also, it's very important to know that time will be your best friend if you are the best friend of your time. Because if time pass by, you will not get it again. And as a freelance, again, I say you are a company of one. So make sure that you have every hour to contribute to your success in your journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maury, once again for having
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Go, Dr. Sarah, go.
Okay.
You are the best.
and we can. Thank you so much, Doctor. And we are about to move on to our next session. Engineer Tamer, our trainer.
Hello, Sarah. Yes, I'm here.
Welcome back, Dr. Tamer.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, so should we start right away or give people like a couple of minutes?
The break room are ready. So if you wish, we can break the teams into the rooms to communicate, to find the way better to facilitate the communication. Okay.
Yes, let us. I suggest we give them like 10 minutes of breakout rooms, so that they can start to talk with each other, know each other more, and we get back by 2:30.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Please, we can
okay,
our break room.
I do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Mahmoud Salim, are you here? Mahmoud Salim.
دكتور آية.
Okay. حضرتك.
لو would you please I would like to join team 2.
Okay.
Thank you.
Muhammad Ahmad, are you here? Muhammad. Muhammad, you are in a team 5, yes?
Exactly.
يا جماعه اهو راح.
منها we'll come back to discussion
يا دكتوره ميرفت
later.
احنا رجعنا هكمل دلوقتي فهكمل مع حضرتك على الواتساب.
طيب يا فندم كده احسن. دكتوره دلوقتي احنا المفروض محمد عبد العزيز معانا في الجروب مش ظاهر معانا ليه؟ وعبد الله ايهاب. الصوره؟ لا في مشكله في النت يا جماعه. في مشكله في النت. النت اساسا راح من عندهم. ايوه بصي هو اصلا المفروض ان هو كل حضرتك سامعانا؟ مفيش يا فندم نت.
انا سامعه حضرتك سامعانا؟
سامعينك يا دكتوره دلوقتي بس هو النت عندي على اللاب هو اللي قطع.
تمام.
دلوقتي يا دكتوره كان معانا محمد عبد العزيز من قسم الاجهزه وكان معانا عبد الله ايهاب، دول مش موجودين معانا في الجروب ليه؟
عبد الله ايهاب ومحمد مش موجودين في الميتنج.
نعم؟
عبد الله ومحمد مش موجودين اصلا في الميتنج.
ليه؟ دول فاتحين معانا من الصبح، احنا قاعدين في الاوضه. احنا قاعدين في واحده.
هم مش ظاهرين عندي يا دكتور، هم مش ظاهرين عندي
طب ايه السبب يا دكتور؟ قولي لي. احنا دخلنا الصبح كلنا وكان الكاميرا مفتوحه وكل حاجه.
ايوه هم داخلين باكونتاتهم الشخصيه.
انتوا داخلين بالاكونت بتاع فارس. ايوه داخلين بالاكونت بتاع فارس يا دكتور.
Welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed the last two sessions from our keynote speaker. I really enjoyed them. It was very enthusiastic, full of energy, and providing a lot of information. I hope you all grasped the best out of it. We are believing that one of the best things to learn about entrepreneurship is listening for entrepreneurship. And our two keynote speakers had collectively done entrepreneurship themselves in addition to being professors and faculties as well. So this gives us a broad perspective of what to expect in doing entrepreneurship and what are the best things to do and how to do it as well. So in our next sessions, I'm going to open the camera. Finally, I got it right. Okay. So how we will proceed with that. First, as you can see, we have 6 stages to go through during this course. And we start with our first stage, which is understanding. And by understanding here, we mean understanding the challenge, understanding the problem. If you remember in my first talk, I talked about the problem we're solving, the challenge that we have to focus on, and how we can find the right problem to solve. Here we are going to do this in much more details, and we are going to speak more about the challenges that we face and how to focus especially on the problems that we have in Africa, and more focus also on the e-learning that is our theme today actually, and our theme through these sessions. So first, let us start with a famous quote from Albert Einstein. You know this guy, the genius who discovered the relativity theory, and a lot of our understanding about physics today is actually affected by this guy, Albert Einstein. So he said that if we only had 1 hour to save the world from a dangerous problem, catastrophic, that will affect the whole world, he would spend 55 minutes defining the problem and the remaining 5 minutes to find the solution. There is a reason for that, and the main reason is that, as we said before, you have to focus much more on defining the problem, much more than finding the solution. Because if you understand the problem very well, you will be able to find the best solution at any time. This is very important and very effective way of solving anything. That first of all, let us focus on defining the problem. And this is why today I'm not asking you to find any solution or focus on any solution. I just want you to focus on the problem. Today and tomorrow morning, the first thing that you will be presenting is actually the challenge slide. And I will show you this challenge slide, and I will show you how to fill it. So we are not talking anymore today about the solutions. We are mainly focused about the challenge and the problem. So, did anyone see this before? The Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG from the United Nations? Yes. Anyone heard about it?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Excellent.
Yes.
So, you know, those goals are what we call the SDG goals. They were put by the UN. They found that those are the most challenging goals in the 21st century. And all the nations worldwide should focus on solving those issues. So, number 1 is no poverty. Okay. Number 2, zero hunger. So we are talking about poverty, having a lot of poor people. hunger, having a lot of people who cannot eat, good health and well-being, 4, quality education, and this is what we are focusing on today, 5, gender equality, having both men and women having the same rights, 6, clean water and sanitation, having clean water for drinking and usage, 7, affordable and clean energy, having an affordable source of energy, 8, decent work and economic growth. Again, it is related to education mainly. So this is one thing more we want to focus about. 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And this is something we will address as well today, because we see that a lot of our challenges and problems can be solved through innovation and improving infrastructure. 10, reduced inequality, having a way to reduce the inequality between all people, not just men and women, but all races and ethnic groups and language and religions, all kind of differentiators. 11, sustainable city and communities, having great cities that can sustain their development and not worsen the environment. 12, having what we call responsible consumption and production, the ability to recycle a lot of our planet resources. 13, climate action, keeping our planet environmentally safe. And that relates to 14 and 15, which is life below water and life on land. 16 is peace, justice, and strong institution, having peace, being peaceful, having justice for everyone, and having strong institution. And number 17 is partnership for the goal. So those are the 17 sustainable development goals. And as you see, do you all agree that our countries face those challenges, right? All of our countries face those challenges. And also our continent, Africa, face this challenge. Those challenges are everywhere. I'm telling you, even developed and well-developed countries, they face the same challenges. They have a problem. Even if you go to the US or Europe, you will find poor people. You will find people who cannot find food. You will find people who are not having good medical care or quality education. It is everywhere. So this is why this is really important. And if we focus on solving those issues, we can solve a lot of the problems in this world. So the question is, which one do we start with? We looked at the African goals, and we find that in Africa, we had what is called the agenda. Let me show you this. The Africa 2063 agenda. And it is very related, by the way, to the SDG, to the Sustainable Development Goals. The goals of the 2063 agenda is first to have a high standard of living and quality of life and well-being for all citizens. Those goals are put by the African Union. You know, the African Union is the organization that collectively have all African countries together. And they also had put goals for 2063. They are, as you can see, in match with the Sustainable Development Goal as well. So, but they had put more focus on the priority area. Like, for example, incomes. We find that in Africa, we have a lot of poverty. A lot of people are poor, below the poverty line. They don't have jobs. And they don't have a decent work. By jobs and decent work here, we mean the jobs that can give you a good life, a decent life. A decent life is a life where you can find a shelter, a home, a decent meal, a decent education, and health, transportation. So if we are focused on those priorities and find them that they are also matching the SDGs goals number 1, 2, 8, and 11. If you remember, number 1 was no poverty, 2 was no hunger, and 8 was decent work, and 11 was the sustainable cities. So again, all of that can be done through fighting poverty, inequality, hunger, social security, providing social security protection, including persons with disabilities, modern, affordable, and livable habits. And we will move to the second goal. Directly, the second goal is well-educated citizens. Why? Because actually, if you have well-educated citizens, you can solve a lot of the problems above and below. And this can be only done by revolutionizing the science, technology, and innovation. So one of the biggest priority area for 2063 is education, science, technology, and innovation, what we call STI-driven skills revolution. And this is goal number 1, the will education. If you go back to the SDGs, you find that is goal number 4, the quality education. So moving on, let's go directly. So moving on, we can look at all the goals of 2063. I will send you this presentation, so you don't need to memorize that. You don't need to worry about that. But we are giving you the basic challenges, all the challenges that we have. In this workshop, we are really focused on education, science, and technology. And the reason for that, we believe if we are able to bring the gap down and improve the quality of education in the continent, we can solve really a lot of other problems. So this is like, I would say, a silver bullet. Education is the number 1 challenge that we face in our continent, in our countries. And the challenge is not that we just need to educate people well, but the challenge mainly comes from the fact that we have to do that in a minimum cost. Because economically, we cannot afford very expensive education. If the continent has a lot of money, then the solution was easy. Just build more schools, more universities, and everything will be fine. But this is not the case. The challenge is, and this is why it is always the challenge of X or Y. We need to do X and Y. Here is the challenge. We need to do education with low income. We need to do education with poverty. We need to do education with hunger. So again, it is challenging because you need to do the 2 things together. You have low income, you have low governmental spending on education in the continent in general. And at the same time, you need to improve the quality to the level that everyone can have a good education. We are facing a lot of challenging coming out of from education as well. For example, the brain drain. Europe and US are taking our best people back. So, for example, doctors from Guinea, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Egypt, from Tunisia, they travel to the UK and Germany and France, and they work there. The whole health sector in the UK was to actually collapse if it wasn't from the doctors coming from countries like Nigeria, Pakistan, Egypt, Ghana. All of those countries are actually feeding the health sector in Europe. So we need to have our doctors ready in our countries, and because we don't have a mean right now to stop them from going out. So the only other solution that we have is actually to increase their numbers so that we have enough of them staying at home. This is challenging. And if you look at the agenda, you will find that we also face challenging of health, nutrition. We also have the challenge of sustainable economy and STI-driven manufacturing, industrialization. Like Dr. Mori in the previous session, he was talking to you about Apple and how good it is that Apple is actually manufactured in China. But guess what? Where is the big margin going to? Who is making much more money? Foxconn, the Chinese company who is manufacturing Apple iPhones for Apple, or it is Apple itself? You will be amazed, okay? Because Foxconn, who is producing all of the iPhones, are just making 5 to 10% margin on that, while Apple itself is making more than 100% margin. You know how much does the iPhone cost? Bill of material, I mean POM, we call it POM, bill of material. iPhone will cost around bill of material for an iPhone that you buy at $700. The bill of material is only $250. It is less than half. So where does the rest go? It goes to Apple. Foxconn will only make 5 to 10%, will make $70, while Apple is making $350. Apple is making 5 times what Foxconn is doing. Why? Because it is intellectual property. It is the IP that matters. So is there a way that you can get rich from IP? Yes. I can tell you, this is what happens when a company comes with a solution that can be sold to a lot of people or a lot of other companies. We are having, in Egypt, for example, we have a company called BioBusiness. They are producing an Internet of Things solution for medical devices, for MRI, CT scan, X-ray. And guess who is buying it? It is General Electric and Siemens and Philips. The big names. General Electric, who is actually the inventor of electricity because it is Thomas Edison company, is buying a device that monitors electric current and voltage from an Egyptian electronic manufacturer. But again, all of the components, by the way, come from China. But guess what? The Egyptian company is doing much more margin on that, much more than the Chinese manufacturer. So it is all about intellectual property and having the STI-driven manufacturing, industrialization, and value addition. You can add a lot to your income by doing value. So this is the full priority. We have also the blue ocean economy for helping or keeping the oceans clean, environmental sustainability. United Africa, we need to put framework for an institution for United Africa. Having also a financial and monetary institution, which it is like the IMF or the European Bank. Having a communication and infrastructure connectivity. Again, this is very important. World-class infrastructure. I'm going to show you how much the infrastructure in Africa needs improvement because our internet connectivity is really in trouble. We need to improve our internet connectivity. We need to improve the infrastructure. This is one of the biggest challenge to internet and definitely for e-learning. Democratic values, of course, and human rights, justice, having institutions and leadership, maintaining the peace and security and institution and structure for the EU itself. the values of Africanism, the culture, keeping the culture of the continent is very important as well, because this is what keeps us in our heritage, actually. Empowering women and girls and fighting against violence, terrorism, and discrimination. Having youth empowerment. For example, what we are doing right now is that we are empowering you with the means which can help you to improve your own future and the future of others. Having a place for Africa in the global affairs, having partnership, and having a full African capital market. You know, like they have the European Union, they have the NAFTA in the US, Canada, and Mexico. So Africa actually also should have a similar capital market. So again, this is the whole agenda. We are focused, and one of the big focus of the agenda is in education. And this is why one of the flagship, the agenda came with what we call flagship projects. And one of the big flagship projects for Africa is having an online university, online education university for all Africa. And this is the theme of our topic today. So one big question, should all teams work on that? Not necessarily. We had provided you with the SDGs, the sustainable goals, and the agenda for 2063 in Africa with the goals. If you can pick or you want to pick another goal, you are free to do that. We are not limiting your options. However, we will be focused a lot on the solutions for education and e-learning, because many things, because this is, we are doing it as a part of a university activity. So all of you are the beneficiaries, and all of you have a say and have a vision for solving this issue. You are also the main customers. And you are also the main producers, because in the future, people will learn from peer-to-peer networks much more than they learn from resources or books. They learn from each other. And there are a lot of people or a lot of organizations which are doing that right now, using peer-to-peer knowledge and peer-to-peer learning sharing. So we would like to focus on also on that, because this is part of the ASRT, the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology in Egypt. And we again are focused on education, scientific research, innovation, and technology. So this is like, again, our circles are all focused on that. And that is why we choose this. However, if you would like to come with another challenge, another one of the SDG, please feel free to do so. We will not hard you, or we will not limit you. But again, you can also check with us and see if this is a good thing or a good option to do. So, how do we think about problem? How do we think about challenging? Let me share another slide, just one more with you. And by the way, I'm going to share this presentation with all of you, so don't worry. You don't need to memorize anything. So, in this stage, we will do the following. We'll be reading a case study. I will send you a case study. I will send you the report for learning in Africa for 2019, which is a fresh one that came out in 2020. You will be discussing it. You will be analyzing the data there and other data as well. And you will do your own research, because this is how we do it. We do that through reading, discussing, analyzing, and research. You are all students or researchers, so you have to do a lot of research, and this is what we are going to do. So, if we pick up a challenge, we will fill in this form. You see it has 3 parts. The first part on the right is called the challenge part. This is where you put the main challenge. This is where you put your focus. And the 10 circles around it are the sub-problems coming out from this challenge. So, for example, if someone says that we have education problem in Africa, so what are the sub-challenges coming? So, we have unemployment because people cannot find decent job because they are not well educated. We get hunger, because people will not find a job, so they cannot eat. We will get crimes in the society, social problems. We will get health problems. So a lot of problems will come out of education. And this is where we need to put a sub-challenge. On the left, we have 2 boxes. The key facts and data. This is where you put all the data, all the statistics, numbers. Just numbers. Numbers that show the problem in nutshell. Shows the problem in terms of numbers. So I want you to say that we have this amount of people not well educated, this percentage of youth in Africa not finding their way to school or university. Key facts and data are very important because they don't lie. They give you the pure facts. And there is a famous saying which says, in God we trust, all others, please bring data. So, for example, if you say, this is a problem, I tell you, okay, I agree, but show me in numbers. Show me the numbers that prove that this is a real problem. So here we focus on finding data. And where do you find data? You find it everywhere on the internet. But please look for respected and trustworthy sources like the UN, the African Union, the UNESCO, the UNICEF, the people who do real research and spend money on getting good quality of statistics and reports. And I will share you one report done by the GIZ, the German aid organization. So we have key facts and data. Then we have insights. What are insights? Insights are what people say, what famous or trustworthy or well-known stars of the society say about the problem. This is insights. So, for example, you come with what the president of the African Union said, what the General Secretary of United Nations said, what the Minister of Education in Kenya said. So those are important insights that you have to provide in order, again, to show it is not just data, but also what people think and say about the problem. So let me give you an example, and key facts and data as well. I did some homework to help you actually, and to provide you with some data that you can use. And I did that on the African and global e-learning status. As I told you, one of the big projects, flagship projects for Africa 2063 is doing an e-learning platform, or e-learning open university, so that all people from all Africa can get decent education at their own home. They don't need to travel. They don't need to go from their village to a city or to another country. But the best thing is to get educated in their own space. So what is the global view in e-learning? First of all, it is big. It is projected towards 325 billion in 2025. Mobile learning alone could reach 80 billion worldwide by 2027. Corporate e-learning takes 40 to 60% less time to complete when compared to traditional learning. So obviously, e-learning is a good solution. So why not everyone in Africa is doing e-learning? This is a question for you. Do you know why? If it is that good, why?
Maybe networks problem and connections. Maybe networks problem, like
Network problems. Yes.
And not everybody has access to internet.
Not everyone has access to internet. Excellent. Okay. So we have here a big challenge, and I'm showing you that. What is the big challenge regarding Africa? We'll come back to the MOC issue. But Africa, 82% of the students in sub-Saharan Africa has no internet access. You realize now how big is the problem, that 82% of the students, they don't have a decent ADSL or 3G or 4G or any kind of internet access. This is a big challenge, you know, and this is really harming the quality of e-education in Africa. Again, another important statistic. Less than 10% of households in Africa have computers. That is 2018. It didn't change a lot till now. So that means a lot of people, they don't even have computers. What can we do about that? Back to another challenge, which is not just Africa, but it is global. That, you know, massive online open courses, what we call MOOCs, M-O-O-C, the completion rate is 15% at most. Most of the people, that means if 100 people go and do a course on Coursera or LinkedIn or TEDx, they will only 15 out of those 100 will complete the course till the end. That means 85 drop. This is not just Africa, this is everywhere. So we here have three big problems. MOOCs completion rate is low, and for Africa, 82% only in Sub-Sahara has internet access. By the way, the situation in North Sahara is not even much better. The ratio will be 60 or 50%, but again, it is very low. And only 10% has, less than 10% actually has computers. So those are our challenges, those are boundaries. They give you an idea about how difficult it is to do e-learning. So assume that you are the decision makers today, or the better than decision maker, be the entrepreneurs and try to solve those issues for your content, for Africa. Think about out of the box solution. Think about how we can solve that, but first read very well about the problem itself. I will help you. I will send you a report that I'm telling you, the one done by the GIZ, and you will find many other reports talking about e-learning specifically in Africa. Please read it as a case study. Discuss it together, as we mentioned on the presentation. Discuss those issues together. Do more research and analysis and come out with a full definition of the problem. I don't need a solution yet. I just need a full definition of the problem. And by the way, not every one of you should work on the holistic view. For example, someone may solve the issue, because if we want to do e-learning, we need to provide content. So developing content is expensive. Someone else can work on the infrastructure issue and try to solve it out of the box. Again, please don't come with a solution that says we will ask the government to provide infrastructure for everyone or internet for everyone. This is not practical. They cannot do it. If they were able to do it, they were able to do it a long time ago. They don't have enough resources to do that. So we have to find out another solutions. But in order to find or work on a problem, understand the problem very well. So we have the problem of content. We have the problem of distributing the content. So this is the infrastructure problem. We have a third big problem, which is the continuity and the completion rate. A lot of people, they don't complete the online courses. You will find in the report I will send you that they are talking that we need to do mostly blended learning. What is blended learning? Blended learning is exactly what we are doing right now. We are having online session, but at the same time, I'm sending you online content. The mix of both online sessions and live sessions and online content is called blended learning. But again, we face the problem of infrastructure in Africa. So we have to find a solution or a work around the infrastructure problem to do blended learning. Because blended learning, if we do it like that, it needs broadband access with good internet connectivity. This is not available and applicable on most of Africa, especially rural Africa. I know our friends in Egypt, they don't think a lot about the rural area, but because I come from the background and I worked in many African countries, rural Africa is a huge challenge because in Egypt, we left the whole country and we only live in 6%. They didn't do that in Africa, good for them. They went through the whole continent, okay? So we will find villages all around the country. But again, it is a connectivity difficulty. So what we can do about that? So those are the challenges that we are facing with e-learning in Africa. I'm asking you now to go back, please, to your breakout rooms. Maybe spend 15 to 20 minutes more to think and talk about what challenge you would like to choose among all of that we mentioned. And we come back then to wrap up. I'm leaving you today with this exercise. I don't need the problem or challenge today. I need it tomorrow. Tomorrow by early, after our first keynote speaker from Eileen, she will be talking in the morning. We will be focused on the challenge tomorrow, understanding very well the problem. Then we will move to the next stage, which is the user challenge. So, is that clear? Any questions? You can go also to your break room and we'll have another chance for questions on the wrap up. But now, if you have any questions about what I discussed till now, please go ahead.
So all we have to do just to discuss more the problem, not having e-learning.
The voice is breaking out. I cannot hear you. A lot of noise.
Okay, I'm right.
Omar, you are in a noisy environment.
I'm gonna write.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you please mention again the challenges we have to discuss or choose from?
Okay. The challenges are those actually. So the big challenge is e-learning. Is this clear? Doing e-learning and education for Africa. Is this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So within this challenge, there are 3 sub-challenges. First one is the mock completion rate. If you provide e-learning with just mocks, mocks are recorded videos. You know, when you go to sites like Coursera or Udemy or edX,
LinkedIn,
you find videos, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, this is called MOOC, Massive Online Open Course. The challenge with this kind of education is that the completion rate is very low. Not a lot of people will complete it. They don't have the motive. Okay, and you all know that. Okay, how many times did you subscribe or enroll in an online course and you didn't complete it? A lot, right?
Not for me.
Okay, but I mean all of us. I did it myself. I was enrolled in many courses. I really didn't complete majority of them. So this is one big challenge that we are facing. And it is not because people are lazy, because if you put them in another setting or in another environment like the blended learning, they complete the course. So it is not about laziness. It is about how interesting, how engaging is the education. Obviously, mocks are not engaging enough. We can say that they don't engage people a lot. So this is the number one. Number two is this one. The 82% of students in sub-Saharan Africa who has no internet access. How can we solve this issue? Or how understand this challenge very well? Understand why, understand how many, understand how people are doing, what people are doing about it. And the number 3 is this one. That less than 10% of households in Africa have computers in 2018. So we have 3 challenges here. No completion, no internet, no computers. You know that at some point it will seem very devastating, or you say, okay, what can we do about it? I'm going to surprise you, and the report you will read will surprise you about the solutions that people adopted to solve those problems. So yes, there are solutions, and some of them are very inspiring. And I'm asking you to all read about the companies and startups mentioned in the report and see what they are doing in Nigeria, Niger, Ghana, Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda, all of them. Each and every country has his own problems, and they are doing something to solve it. And there are solutions which can be provided in many. I can give you an example. If you remember the story I told you about the orphan school in Uganda near Kampala city.
Yes.
In Orange, I worked for Orange in 10 years. So one of the solutions we provided was providing a hardware. It was a parabolic antenna. It is similar to our dish. You know, the dish receiver we are putting in our homes, in top of our homes to receive satellite channels. We use the same technique to provide internet for villages which are like 40 or 50 kilometers far away from the nearest base station. You know, 3G and now 4G and 5G, they are all provided through base stations. You know, those antennas you find on the top of homes or top of buildings or masts and towers. Those antenna provides the internet, but this base station is very expensive. It costs around $10,000. So it is not practical and economical to provide each and every village where only 1,000 or 2,000 people live with such an expensive equipment. The solution we adopted was using this parabolic antenna and a receiver. The whole system costed less than $50. And we were able to provide the same 3G quality and 4G quality to people in those villages by using a piece of equipment which is $50. This solution got the best new product in AfricaCom 2013. And it was really an amazing solution. It solved the problem. We provided this solution for people in Uganda, in Kenya, in Madagascar, in Cameroon, in Senegal, in Botswana. So all of those countries got benefits from this. So this is an example of how you can solve the infrastructure, but at a very low cost. Again, it is challenging. I'm not asking you for solutions now. Please don't look for solutions. But what I'm telling you is that there are solutions and they are economical. But the whole challenge is how to adapt and supply them to the users. We will get into technology later on. We will be thinking and talking about technology later on. Please bear in mind with me. But for now on, I'm just asking you for the challenge. So, question. We should just discuss the problem of e-learning Africa widely of the break. Yes, if this is what you would like to do. If you would like to take another challenge from the SDG, I'm fine with that as well. Okay? The challenge is all yours, guys. You choose the challenge. I just provided you with examples of challenges. You can choose any of them or come with even a new challenge, but it has to be a challenge that faces the continent or most of it, actually. Okay? Any questions? Any more questions?
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Thank you all. Dr. Aya, what time we come back from the breakout rooms?
Dr. Tamer, please, before the break, I would like to confirm about one thing, that the main challenge will be the education, or shall some team is interested to work in a problem related to the global problem related to sustainability. Is it accepted, or they have to concern only about the e-learning?
Sorry, this is a question for me, right?
Yes, Dr. Tamer.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So we would like to focus on the education and learning challenge. However, if someone comes with a close by or another SDG challenge, this is accepted as we agreed. And we will look at all of them at an equal value. From an evaluation point of view, they are all equal as long as they are valid problems, and the team will provide later on the full business model, the full social entrepreneurship business model.
Okay, doctor, thank you so much.
Okay, any other question? When should we present this, tomorrow or after the break? No, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow, Mwanza. Tomorrow, I will send you the this slide, this one single slide. You see this one? This one, Mwanza, this is what you need to fill in and bring in tomorrow morning. It has the challenges. They don't need to have 10. They can be 5 or 6 sub-challenges, no problem. But you need to bring the key facts, data, and the insights. Okay, guys? Thank you all. We meet again in 3:45. Okay? We take 15 minutes.